one way to look.
So I guess let's kick off with what you're working on out there today. What's sort of the big top line approach in terms of game plan for tomorrow?
On offense, we have to clean up some of our early offense. We just haven't executed well, especially after opponent made baskets. We're a little too scrambled. And then when we have chances to run, getting better tempo and spacing early on and being able to capitalize. We've been pretty good in transition. But the other night we weren't great. And then defensively, we played 3 games and you don't get to practice in between. So it's getting back to good training camp defensive habits of being in gaps and stopping the ball and not letting the ball get to the rim.
Yeah, because I noticed that was a big part of talking about where you guys are and trying to shore up that weak side.
Mm-hmm.
Like how did that sort of translate into practice?
Yeah, just cleaning up how the help responsibilities change depending on which direction the ball is going. And I think we were having a little issue with I'm the helper now, but if the ball is going the other way, it's not me, it's somebody else. And, just trying to, sometimes you start playing games and everybody's moving around and you kind of forget your basic responsibilities.
Yeah. And then looking specifically at Chicago, like what sort of, strengths and weaknesses do you see holes that you could take advantage of, things that you really like opportunities that they sort of offer?
I see a bunch of people on that team who can score and maybe some people that, the general public's not as familiar with coming off the bench on that team or even starting. All their perimeter players are scoring threats. So first thing we have to do is guard the ball better than we've been guarding it. And, they've only played 2 games. They've had all week to work on some things. So we don't know 100% what we're going to see, but we know enough of their players that we have to respect their ability to score, and they're 2-0. So we have to, obviously give them the proper respect.
Yeah. And then, of course, I should ask about officiating.
And don't waste your time. I'm not going to talk about it.
All right. Just legality and the rule. Anything about that?
Nope.
Okay. All right. That's all I've got for now. Christy?
Hello.
The mindset going into Chicago after 2 tough games, what is that like for the team right now and the focus point and approach?
I thought we came in today with the right mentality, that we obviously have things we have to improve and fix, but communication was good across the board. We had to be honest with ourselves about some things we weren't doing well, but that's not the same as being real negative and pessimistic. We just have to be very frank about how we can improve. And like I said earlier, it's our first practice in a week. So it's nice to be able to have that time to clean some things up. And then after we play 1 game, we'll get a few more practice days.
And with Chicago, in terms of what your, starting lineup looks like defensively. And the New York game, you turned them over 22 times, had 13 steals. But what is it about the defense in the last 2 games that hasn't been able to kind of get that same pace of play in the open court?
I think some of the credit has to go to Connecticut a little bit. I mean, that's an experienced team that's not going to be sloppy with the ball. Alyssa Thomas handling the ball so much gives you a different look. She's a smart player with the ball. She's not going to be sloppy and give you free opportunities. And then the ones we did create, I just didn't think we did enough with. I think we still forced 13, turnovers the other day, and we converted a few, but not the way we could have.
All right, with Elena Deladon, just a 27-point performance. Where do you see her as progressing as the season has started here after 3 games?
She looked like she found her legs. I think the first couple games, she missed a few shots around the paint that you rarely see her miss, and she didn't miss those the other night. So I think that just speaks to her getting her game rhythm back. And we got to get her some easier shots. She had to work against double and triple teams more than we'd like. So that's on me to help her out.
And lastly, the shirt that you have on, let's talk about that a little bit. You have on this shirt, 1993, I see.
93 Omaha Racers going in the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame tonight. So a little shout out to my dad and that group. That was obviously, like when I was a kid, it was the Omaha Racers, then the Chicago Bulls, then everybody else. So just want to give a little shout out to the Racers today.
We'll go to Jen.
Hey, Eric, how are you?
Hey, Jen.
That's awesome about the shirt. Can you flash it for us a little bit?
Yeah, this is the racers were going with the neon pink before cherry blossom uniforms or Miami Vice uniforms or anything like that. They were ahead of their time in the 90s.
Love that. Hard to follow that up, but I'll turn to Tiana. Just curious, what's the biggest difference you see in Tiana this year compared to last year?
I think she I don't know to start the year if it's been a huge difference. She's in great shape for one. I think she's playing with a level of confidence, but she came in good shape with, pretty high level of confidence last year after AU, and just had a few things happen early in the season that maybe knocked her off track a little bit. I think she just come in with a mentality of I'm going to be ready for anything, whatever my role is, whoever I'm playing with, I can help the group. And that's what you want in a vet like her.
And then turning to Tosh, I know obviously only 3 games, so kind of a small sample here. And curious whether what I'm seeing is like just because it's only been a couple games, or whether it's like something you've talked to her about or asked of her. And that's she's taken a couple more shots than she's averaged over the past couple seasons per game. I think she's at like 11 instead of 8-ish. Is that real or just early season?
I mean, I think she had 14 in the New York game, and when you only played 3 games, it'll skew it a little bit. She's the point guard spot's always the toughest of how do you get people involved and stay aggressive, and teams are making her shoot or choosing to take some other people away, especially Elena, like Dewana Bonner was just going and doubling, and Tosh got some good looks. She made 1 at least. And, that's always kind of been a swing stat for us. Tosh is shooting, and I see her coming in every day and working right now. So I got no complaints about her approach. She's going to knock them down, and so are other people. Across the board, we can shoot it better.
And then last thing for me, I saw Mike making the coaches challenge signal in the first half the other day. Does that mean you get coffee, or was that a one-time only thing?
Oh, I didn't see it, so I'll let him slide this time. I'm just salty. I'm just salty. I'm 0-2 in my challenges when I shouldn't be.
It was the Elena block on Nelson Adota that got called for a foul. If you
he didn't see the reach in, I guess. We did reach.
All right, thank you. Rafiq?
Yeah, Coach. The Chicago Sky have proven that even in a rebuilding phase, you can still pick up some big wins. And you see that against Minnesota and Phoenix. Like, when you're going up against them, what are you guys are talking about in terms of slowing down their momentum?
First off, I don't think they see themselves as rebuilding. I think Chicago sees themselves as a playoff high caliber team. It's why they made the moves they made to trade for Marina Mabry and sign other people. I don't think they think they're rebuilding at all. So they're a different team, but they can score. They can score across the board. They're active defensively. They're out in passing lanes, pressuring and affecting the ball. And we'll have our hands full.
And in the past couple of games, the Tasha Cobbs match picked up some technical fouls. I mean,
She got one.
Huh?
She got one.
One technical foul. What did you during the stretch? I mean, what did you spoke to about as far as like not being able to get any more technical fouls down the road of the season?
Her and I are both trying to control our emotions and not get technicals because it costs too much money.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
That's it, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well,
Hi.
But I figured I'd start off by asking about sort of the adjustment here this season. New team, new rotation. Like what's the adjustment been like for you?
I mean, as far as playing with my teammates, I feel like we're doing a good job. They help me stay in the loop. I just got to figure out how to be greater in game situations, right? I haven't started off the season as I had planned to, but that doesn't take away the fact that I'm going to keep on grinding, and we're only 3 games in. And like I said in the beginning of camp, like this team is so amazing of like helping me stay focused and keeping me uplifted. So, I was frustrated after last game. Solely on myself, it's controllables. But there's a new game tomorrow, and it's a long season, and I feel like I still feel good,
What sort of adjustments are you seeing yourself making on the court to try to get into that place?
Honestly, it's also like a lot of game shape. Like, you know, playing on this level, it's a different kind of game shape you gotta have. So just getting into that, but then knowing who I'm out there with, right? If I'm out there with Elena or TT, like Shakira and I haven't got a lot of minutes together. But you know, just like getting adjusted to who I'm playing with, knowing your own personnel. It's not just knowing who you're playing against, but who you're playing with, and trying to just highlight who we need to get the ball to, what my role is, right? Most of the time, it's going to be playing defense or rebounding, setting good screens. So that's what I'm really trying to focus on now.
Seems like there's, you know, exciting opportunities. What are sort of things that you're seeing that, you know, from particular teammates you might be playing with the first time that like excite you, that you see an opportunity, like
Yeah.
guys work with you?
No, I think Elena had this move off one leg last game. And like I kind of just like fell on the ground because I was like, that was fucking amazing, excuse my language. But like, you know, so just learning and watching her footwork in particular, how she sets her feet, how she moves. But then also like we have some amazing leaders on this team, right? People that lead in completely different ways. We know that Tosh is the more so vocal and loud kind of leader. And then we have Ariel. So I'm just like, that is more like low key. And I'm just trying to learn from everybody. Even though I'm considered a vet, you can always keep on learning. Like the wisdom and knowledge never stops.
Good approach. I think that's all I've got.
With the last couple of games, what is the approach mentally going into Chicago?
Right. I think focusing on ourselves, right? Going back to the small details, the things that we did absolutely great against New York. Having the spacing and really just like focusing in on being a great defensive team. We see that in practice against the guys. We saw it against New York. We saw it in the preseason. And just going back to that, it's going to help us tremendously.
And with your adjustment to the WNBA, what has been the biggest challenge of that?
我觉得最大挑战是第一个是来到了一个新的环境。
The biggest challenge is to be in a new environment.
然后有生活上的习惯，包括就是还有语言上的这些沟通，都是对于我来说是一个新的一个挑战。
For me, the life habits and also the communication on the court are also the challenges that I face.
但是好在就是同伴，就是我的队友和教练都给了我很多帮助。
But fortunately, yeah, my teammates and my coaches are very helpful for me.
让我更快的能够跟队伍融合到一起。
They're helping me to blend into the team faster.
所以到现在这个阶段，已经再去更好的习惯这个攻防的体系。
And at this stage, I'm trying to learn the offensive and defensive schema of our team.
We'll go to Zoom now. Jen.
I look so pale. What the hell?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Amanda, I'll start with you. We talked to Slim after the game the other day about her shooting. And she was talking about how she's gaining confidence in her three. And just curious for you, like as someone who's played with her for a while, what's it like seeing her shoot with that kind of confidence and seeing that go in for her?
I love it. We all know Slim can shoot. It's just a matter of her like doing it with confidence and not like hesitating. You know, she made 2 back-to-back, right? And I was going crazy because I was like, all right, you hit the first one, bet. I know you're feeling yourself. She hit the second one. I was like, oh no, she about to go crazy, like in the best way possible. But I love that for her. I love her, you know, expanding her game and having people respect her outside of the 3-point line, which also helps us like as a team. Now you can't go under on her. We know that Tasha is a shooter, like you can't go under on her either. You have to go up and guard them. That creates room for Elena and Shakira down low. So it's beautiful.
You mentioned that you were going crazy for that, and then also with Elena, you were saying you like almost fell over on that one.
No,
move.
I think I ended up on the ground. Like I was like, there's no freaking way she's doing this. Like, why are you doing that to them? I love it, but like how? Girl.
Do you have like a go-to bench celebration?
No, so I don't really know what I'll be doing on the bench. Like I'll see you later. Like, yeah, it's kind of like in the moment.
Fair. And then for Lee, but Amanda, if you want to weigh in on this as well, feel free. Lee, I was just going to ask, you know, given that it's your first year with the team, how would you describe Eric as a coach so far? How is he different maybe from other coaches you've had?
我觉得首先这边是就是篮球界里边最高的殿堂了吧。
This is the highest place that we can play. In terms of basketball, sorry, I'm gonna speak up.
然后团队的每一个人都非常非常的优秀。
And everyone on our team is excellent.
然后我们队也拥有很多好的球员。
We have a lot of great players on our team.
我们都有每个人就是自己的特点。
And we all have our own unique way of playing, our characteristics.
所以我相信我们是一个更好的团队。
No, I believe we are one of the better teams.
我们会，虽然前2场比赛我们输球了。
Although we lost the last 2 games.
但是我觉得我们神秘人球队是有一种精神在。
But we have our spirit within our team. There is a spirit within our team.
所以我们球队也是一直在打造这种不服输的精神。
And we are building our resilience. And we're not going to give up.
所以因为赛季很长，不管
It's a long season.
不管接下来的对手是谁
And no matter who we're playing against next.
我们都会从自身做好。
We're going to be ourselves.
想要成为一个更好的球队，我们要从各个细节去做好。
In order to be a better team, we have to focus on the details and do the little things right.
所以，只有我们做好自己了，我们才会冲向就是更高的目标。
Only if we can be ourselves, we can achieve that higher goal, our highest goal.
Come on through, girl. Yes. That means thank you.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, Mom. Yeah.
We have time for one last question.
Hey Amanda, I just want to ask you: the Chicago Sky have won the first 2 games to begin the season. I mean, what is?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just talking
I'm
about.
fine.
The Chicago Sky have proven that even in the rebuilding phase, they can still pick up some good wins. I mean, what are some things you talk about as far as slowing down the Chicago Sky's momentum?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what. Did you understand the question?
Their momentum.
Stop their momentum. That was the question.
Yes.
Have we talked about anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Meng said it perfectly. We're just gonna focus on us and go back to our basics and what we do great. And we're gonna be ourselves, and that's how we're gonna stop them, right? It's still very early into the season. They have a pretty new team, so it's gonna be a different Chicago Sky. But our focus is on being us to our best abilities, and that's when we know that we are great, and then the rest can fall into place. It's not really as much like who we playing against.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you.
Is this a microphone?